Okay, the next review I'm going to do is for the AP Products Thin Shade. I replaced my camper window that had the opaque glass on it where you couldn't see through. It would just let light in and you couldn't see through or out. And so that was kind of a pain because this side of my camper doesn't have very many windows. So I wanted to be able to see out my window. So I installed this thin shade instead. I took the old one out and put this one in. So let me give you a quick review of this AP Products thin shade that I installed. All right, so here's the window, and I've got the screen closed on it. So I'm gonna open the screen and so you can see the AP Products thin shade. And you can see that this particular model, the reason I picked this one is because it has the screws that holds the shade in, or holds the window in. I didn't want the kind that just snaps into place. I wanted to be able to screw it in so I knew it was snapped in good or installed very well. So I installed the shade where it comes from the bottom up instead of top down. That way I could go up and just leave the top half or top portion where I could view out, and so I wouldn't have to stoop down. But the shade just slides up and back down. Okay, and it goes all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the door, or actually close the door so you can see the opposite side of it, and you'll be able to see what it looks like on the other side of the window. Here's the opposite side of the window. You can see it fits in nicely with all the other windows, has the same shading on it as my other windows. I only have the kitchen one, and then I have one that's over the bed there. So there's not very many windows, so I'm like, I really want to see out. So I decided to get rid of that opaque glass and install this thin shade model. And the reason I picked the thin shades because I thought, well, I want to be able to close the window, and it came with that thin shade on it, so that's why I picked this one. And the main reason I picked this one is because it has the screws that hold it together instead of just snapping into place like the other model that's available on Amazon. Okay, what do I not like about this window? Well, you have to open this screen with the door open in order to operate the thin shade. So you have to know what you want to do and have it set up that way while the door is open. You cannot do this while the door is shut and closed to your camper. So that's kind of a pain. So in my opinion, this thin shade is nice and I do like it. However, you really don't need the shade, and I'll show you why. Okay, we're inside the camper now, and I am giving you the picture of the view from inside with the thin shade partially up. And you can see it's very clear. You can see through the window very clearly, just like any other window. But the reason you don't really need the shade portion is because if you have this available, then all you've got to do is make one of these to fit your door so that you can put it up when you don't want people to look in. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, there you have it with the custom-made insulating shade that I've put in. As I feel the need, I can put that in, install that into the door, and I can take it out very easily and anytime I want. But if I want to use only the thin shade portion, it's a pain. You got to open the door, step outside, open the screen, and then adjust your shade up and down. Okay, so what's the bottom line here? Well, I would definitely replace the window, get rid of the opaque glass. You could potentially just buy a piece of glass and have it shipped and replace the glass. But the nice thing about replacing the frame, it comes with everything you need to remove the frame and install a new glass. The sealant and everything comes with it, so it is kind of nice to just have the whole kit. But I don't know that you really need the shade portion of it. Now, if you buy one without the shade, it may not be quite as expensive, but You know, if it's just a few bucks extra, just go with this one. That's what I would do. I do like this a lot. I'm glad I did it, and I wouldn't go back. It is a very good improvement to the camper. So there you have it, folks. The AP Products Thin Shade window replacement for your door. I do like the product. I wouldn't go and get a different one. I'm happy with this one. I'm glad I did it. And so if you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. Let other people know, share it, and do the notification in case I happen to pop up another one. So I've done a lot of upgrades to my camper, and I'm going to do some random videos on all the upgrades I've done, as you can see. So I hope it helps you out. And thanks again for going to the end of this video and watching it and listening to what I've had to say. And I really hope it helps you out to make a decision as to what you want to do with your camper.